So today we are roasting Paul.
Now, see, if you had told me roast to begin with, that would have made me feel much better than interview. Roast I can deal with.
Oh yeah, right. Okay. So I have questions, but if you have any pictures that you want to put up.
Well, I have some I could use, but we can do those in relation to whatever question you have.
Okay, maybe. All right. So when did you start in the hunt and why?
Oh, wow. Hunt 3, I believe. Because I didn't know there was one before that. Well, because I wasn't in Google Plus before that. That's when Google Plus was invite only. And I didn't know anybody who could give me an invite at that point. So I finally did get, actually, I got somebody from Scott Kelby's group to invite me. And I got in, but I don't know how I got into the hunt because I can't remember. I was trying to rack my brain last night. I have no idea where I first saw it or if there was somebody I was following, circling, whatever we call that. I don't know if there was someone and I saw it there or I have no clue. I just remember that I saw a thing, saying there was this list deal and you could take these pictures and you can, yeah, okay, whatever, sure. I'll try it. So, and in fact, I even saw when I was going, like a week ago, when you first mentioned this, I saw one of my first hunt shots and I spent 2.5 hours last night trying to find out where I saw it. And I have no
isn't
clue.
that irritating?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because
I've done the same. Yeah.
I've spent weeks, not recently, but reorganizing everything so that, I can find it just like that. Apparently not hunt stuff. So at least not from before 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So I don't know, something like that. So.
I know. I just stumbled on it when I found it because I had started a blog first on G Plus and was looking and saw, and I had done it in high school. So it was kind of cool to get back to.
Yeah. No, the only other thing I remember was, I don't know how many hunts after that. It couldn't have been too many because I can't remember how many we were having in a year back then. But I know either late in 2012, early in 2013, must have been late in 2012. I found out that this crazy person who ran it was 2 hours away from me. And because I didn't know, she could have been in Sri Lanka for all I knew. And so we had a meetup. Like she came and some of the guys from Calgary and some Edmonton people, and we all met at West Edmonton Mall and took a bunch of pictures.
Oh, cool.
So it was pretty weird.
That is cool though.
Yeah.
Because all the rest of us didn't get to, see her face to face until 2015.
Yeah. And I think this was January 2013.
Yeah.
Something like that. So wow. It was pretty surreal to, especially then. I don't think I knew anybody that was on that internet thing. And, it was, this can't be really real. So, but it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, what do you like to shoot with?
What do I shoot with?
What do you like to shoot with? Yeah. What camera?
It depends what I'm doing.
Okay.
If I was shooting, well, I started Canon because I don't know, like Canon, I just happened to be shooting with like 50 years ago. They had cameras then. And yeah,
They
yeah,
weren't just a
actually,
they weren't just a little cardboard box with a hole in it.
no, actually, I'll
You mean those ones where you have to spool the little film stuff?
if you
God,
can
I
let me
remember
screen
those.
share, Elizabeth.
Okay, so what do you like to shoot with when you do
That work?
landscapes?
Oh,
Or
there
the
you go.
houses?
There's my first camera. There you go.
That's awesome.
Oh God, Paul, you're so funny.
So anyway, so it was Canon, and then like I went in and out of doing stuff. I basically just shot with whatever I could find laying around, and did a whole bunch of started taking, like formal lesson kind of stuff. Probably, oh my God, 40 years ago. Yeah, 40-ish years ago. But it was all film stuff. And then, kids and all the rest of it. So I didn't do too much. Then when I was 50-ish, I was complaining to Debbie that if I had done this for the last 40 years, like I could be a hell of a good photographer right now. Yeah. So actually, I think I saw something by Joe McNally or something and thought, oh, I could have been doing that. And so she said, well, then do it. This is like 15 years ago or something. And I reminded her how expensive everything was for photography. So I started with a cheap Canon and told myself I'll go 6 months. And if I keep doing this, because I'm really good at starting stuff, and like my guitars that have been hanging around for 60 years, and I think I have 5 of them now. If I could only play one, it would be awesome. So I did buy more, and primarily all Canon stuff. Then on a trip, I found out that I'm old and it's too heavy to carry all this stuff.
God, they are heavy.
I know, they're wicked. So I have a couple of Olympus cameras as well. Well, I guess they're not sitting there. A couple of Olympus cameras as well. So I use those primarily for travel, or if I know I'm going somewhere, so I just throw one in the car. And then the last 5 years, I also use this thing. This is an iGuide camera. And this is a broken iGuide camera. Oh, you can't see it. Anyway, I for the first time in 5 years. Oh, there's the big crack right there.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
These are not a good thing to drop. Apparently they don't bounce. And I dropped this one 4 days ago, something like that. So these little suckers were about $6,000 new.
Oh my gosh.
And which is funny because all it is, like this part back here is a Canon Rebel, Rebel something, T6. It's a Canon Rebel T6. So they're cheap cameras, but the housing that it's in measures everything, and it laser measures the property, and it does panoramas for the 360 virtual tours.
Yeah.
So that's what makes the thing so expensive. And then, like I say, 3 days ago, actually a week ago, I was shooting a place, and was like a little cottage place, and they had a bunkhouse, and it was just a 1-room thing. And I went in and I shot that, and I was leaving and forgot that there was no step coming out the door.
Oh,
So next thing I knew, I twisted my neck and my shoulder, and my head hit the pavers. And like a second later, I thought, but I had the camera. It held, so it was nice and safe, and I didn't have to worry about it. I thought, oh well, that's great. And then 3 days ago, like nothing drastic at all. I was just shooting a closet, and I stepped out of the closet and heard this giant crash, and thought, well, what the? And totally smashed the laser part of it.
ouch.
So for the first time in 5 years, I had to tell a realtor I got to come back and do this again. So fortunately, they had a loaner I could get, so I had to drive a few hours that night and pick one up and come back, and I'm back in business, but now I'm looking for another camera. So, or trying to figure out what to do about this one. I know somebody who in Calgary who has one that the camera is shot on, but the laser works. So I might be able to Frankenstein something together
Oh, there you go.
to make it work. I'm not quite sure. So sorry, that's the long answer. So primarily Canon, and I still do that. Actually, I still use that for all of the still shots for every house. But every house is done with the iGuide first. Then I use my 5D to do all the still photos. The Olympus sits on the car seat for nice, quick, easy, quick stuff. So yeah, the 3 systems, I guess. I have a couple little, what you call them, just little handheld. What do they call these?
Point and shoot.
Yeah, point and
Point
shoot.
shoot?
Okay. Oh yeah, no, really, I'm a photographer. I just don't know what the hell they call them. Really hard to convince clients sometimes. Just because I can't get home without the help of GPS, like really. So anyway, yeah. So that's basically. I don't think I have any other ones. Like that's enough.
That's enough.
I have tens of thousands.
Are you
of dollars
sure?
a year. Yeah. Well, okay. It's never really enough, but same with the lenses. Like I have a couple of special purpose lenses, a Petzval lens and a lens baby and stuff like, which I love, but you can't use them in day-to-day. You certainly can't use them for work.
Yeah.
So.
Well, okay. So what's your favorite subject to shoot?
Oh, people by far, which I never thought would be the case. Never, ever, ever thought would be the case.
I loved watching on G+ how you progressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved watching that. You just got better and better and better. I mean, obviously that's what we want, but yeah, I did.
I guess it's all a relative thing because I mean, on a day-to-day basis, I certainly don't feel better.
I'm sure none of us do. We always, want to strive for that piece of perfection.
Yeah.
Which, it's not going to happen, but I think what we do already is probably good enough. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
So what do you struggle with then?
It probably mostly technical stuff, because technical in the sense of like I don't have a problem with the gear and I don't have a problem with the software, but on a regular day-to-day basis, of course, I'm shooting houses most of the time now, and on a as much as I hate to say it, on a cloudy, gloomy crap day, photos are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
You know, they get for real estate, they come out great.
Yeah.
Well, okay, except for outside when you can't see the house because there's too much snow blowing between you and the house. And I have ones like that from like a week ago. So, you know, we had like you were saying earlier, 70 plus before that. And since that, but in between, yeah, major blizzard kind of stuff. And that's okay too. I don't mind that. I can usually, you know, figure something out. But on the brilliant, bright days, I still haven't really figured out what to do about all that excess of light coming in, because it's well, I mean, you know, your eyes adjust to it, no problem. But the camera, like you expose for the window and you're in a black pit and you expose for inside and the center of a million suns are coming through the window. And it doesn't matter. Like I've tried like 3 exposure, 5 exposure, 7 exposure brackets, all that kind of stuff. Like nothing fixes that.
Yeah.
When you're doing it that way. You can fix it with flash, but I'm lazy and I don't get paid enough. I mean, if I was shooting for Architectural Digest, sure, no problem. But when you figure it's realtors who, especially in the market right now, are listing a property and your photos are showing up for, you know, 27 hours and then they're taken down because the house is sold already.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna spend, you know, hours upon hours getting an Architectural Digest type of photo. I've done it, taken flashes and stuff with me, but oh my God, what a pain in the butt. They're easy to shoot actually, but they take a long time to edit. When you get back, you got to blend stuff in and it's just, it's not worth it it's very, it's satisfying artistically, but artistically doesn't buy groceries. So, you know, so I end up fudging a lot. But yeah, those things, they drive me crazy because I don't know. I keep thinking there's got to be a way to overcome that technically, and that the gear should take care of that. But there just isn't. Like there's just too wide a dynamic range on bright days.
Yeah.
Shooting inside
It's
house.
very hard. Even outside, the flowers just get blown. I mean, like when I'm shooting flowers, they just look blown out, and yeah.
So I don't know what you do with that. But anyway, so yeah, so I struggle with that technically. And the only other thing really, I mean, okay, everything's a bit of a challenge, but the only other big things that I have trouble with apparently are things like marketing, because I sure as hell don't have any clients for headshots and portraits. So I don't know if people just aren't spending money, or if I'm just not getting out enough, or I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not getting out enough, Paul.
That's probably what it is to a great degree. Like I think a lot of it's got to be, you know, out there personally, you know, kissing hands and shaking babies or whatever that is. And that, well, especially the last couple of years hasn't happened. And I'm just not inclined to do that to begin with. Like schmoozing for the sake of schmoozing is, yeah, I got better things to do. But but I know that you kind of need to do that to get those people in. So
what's your worst photo experience?
Aside from my head hitting the paving stones,
Yeah, geez.
see, because that one makes me forget most of what my other ones were.
Oh, I thought maybe it knocked some sense into you.
No, 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 no. I think it jarred loose the few marbles that were left. So I don't know where they went.
Oh,
Worst photographic experience. I did have one guy. Oh my God. For anybody who was in Vegas in 2017, when we did the the little class thing, and I don't know, what did I do, 40 or 50 headshots there?
yeah.
And we wrapped those through pretty quick. And most people who do call me or come in for headshots, when that happens, we can do it pretty quick. Like if I know they've got 5 or 10 minutes, then okay, that's what we'll do. And I'll be stupider than usual to try and get a reaction from them. And then if there's somebody I've got a little bit more time with, that's okay too. But I had one guy in that was pretty personable. I had met him at the gym or something, and I think he was the lead guy for the Kinsman Dream Home or something. I can't remember. And I got him in, and we were chatting, and it was just like this, and we're going on, and everything's great. And I swear, the minute that the muscle tightened in my finger, he would be like this, and like immediately. And I thought, what the, like, how?
He didn't like his picture taken.
No. And it wasn't like I didn't change anything in the way it would be in the middle of, just like right now, in the middle of the sentence and all that, and my finger, and he would, oh yeah. How in the hell? So it was the longest headshot session I have ever had.
Oh.
It took an hour before I got the first one that I thought, like, I'm quite happy with, like, I'm not the best headshot photographer by any stretch, but I'm mental enough that I can usually get a reaction from somebody in the first 3 frames, which I'm perfectly good with, because if they got to be that quick, then I got to be that insane. So that's fine. But this guy, like an hour in, before I got one, that I finally, like, I got to the point after 45 minutes, okay, forget it. Like, I'll just draw a picture of the guy or something like this. This just isn't going to work. I couldn't figure it out. That is probably the most frustrating one that I've had.
Wow.
Because most of the rest, if I screw something up, or if something doesn't work or whatever, like, it's no big deal. It's whatever, even if it's for somebody's portrait session or something. People have bad days, so it's not working. Well, big deal. Come back tomorrow, or come back in 3 hours, or go, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. But this guy was on I don't know, it was like some campaign thing they were doing, so it kind of had to be done then. And that's the only one that I can think of that I swear, this far from just banging my head against the wall and saying, forget it, this isn't going to work. Most of the rest, the only other time there's ever stress ones is things like weddings.
Oh,
because,
God.
Which is why I've only shot very few weddings.
One, that's enough.
Well, the last 2, I think the last 2 that I did, I did the very professional thing of, giving them their little list and tell me what kind of shots can't be missed and blah, blah, all that kind of stuff. And they gave me that back, and then we had our little meeting, and I took their list and kind of crunched it up, and they just said, what? And I said, okay, like, both of you knew when you called me that I don't shoot weddings. And I don't shoot weddings because you make up these lists. because you can't miss this and it has to be this. And oh, Frank can't stand next to Sarah because they don't like each other and all that. And I said, so I'll be very happy to shoot your wedding for you on the condition that there are no guarantees and I'm going to shoot whatever the hell I feel like shooting. And if I get you stuff you like, awesome. And if I don't, well, too bad, you hired me. And both of them, the last two went, okay.
I'm sure it was fine anyways.
And they came out fine because then all of a sudden, at least mentally then, there's no pressure.
Yeah.
You just do what you feel like. And in both cases, I brought a friend with me as a second shooter. Mm-hmm. And told them the same thing because she's very technical and was, oh, we're gonna have to get these people. I don't care what the hell you do, just shoot whatever you feel like. And they've come out good both times. So, and I try and do that with everything. I try not to have difficult things like the guy with the headshots. It's I try to tell them all that coming in. I think that happened with The Last Family too. Was, you always get the, I'm not good in front of a camera and I look terrible in all pictures and all that. And lately, like the last few years, I start off most of them with, oh, I don't care. It's not brain surgery. You're not dying. It's a damn picture. And if it doesn't work, you have those 7,000 of them on your phone to fall back on. So I think I can get you something better than that. But if it doesn't work, this is not going to change your life or mine. So I don't care. And all of a sudden, they're never, so far anyway, none of them are then tense or anxious, or they all seem to be that, oh, well, if nobody cares, then whatever. And usually as soon as they do the whatever, that's when I shoot. And then they have something that, I told them that at the wedding too. I said, we're going to get shots that, everybody wants that nice, lovely thing that you put up over the mantle or whatever, which is basically the wedding version of American Gothic, right? And I said, who cares? Like, what difference does that make? Because a year or 10 or 40 or whatever from now, the ones that you look back at that, Susie has her hand in the punch bowl, or Dad's belt just broke open and that's it. Like, those are the ones that are going to make you laugh and remember how you felt that day. A posed picture in front of a wall, that's not going to evoke any emotions at all. You're just going, oh yeah, that's a nice picture. So as far as I'm concerned, burn all of those. And there should be nothing but candids in there. Yeah. And I mean, I know that never is going to happen. You got to have a couple of formals, but all of the informals are the ones that make everybody smile and laugh and remember what a good day it was. So I try and do that with all of them. I do that with headshots and portraits too. Yeah, we'll get you the nice portrait that you like, and we'll get you the nice headshot that you like. But oh, that picture I just took of you with your finger halfway up your nose, yeah, that's the one you're gonna really like. So,
what's your best and worst photographic advice you've been given?
Oh, that okay. Well, worst. This is not original at all. Worst is exactly what Dave said when you talked to him. all of the shoulds and the musts and all of that stuff, to me, is insane garbage. It's nice to know. It's nice to know things like the alleged rules, which are all just guidelines. I think more from a why doesn't this work standpoint, that when you get one, you can say, oh, because it's this close to a rule of thirds. That's probably why it's off, because it looks like you were maybe trying to do that but didn't get it. But then you get all of the musts and shoulds. Well, see, you had to have moved it over. No, I didn't have to do nothing.
It's my shot.
Yeah, maybe there was a reason that I wanted that. Yes, maybe I screwed up. Okay, that's 8 out of 10 of the shots. But the other 2, maybe there was a reason that I did it that way or whatever. So I think everybody should know them all, or be aware of them and kind of have them in the back of your head. But other than that, no, I don't like any of those. And too, when it comes to, because well, I mean, you guys know that we get all of this too with gear, with software, with composition, with exposure, with like you name it. There are 8 million musts and shoulds, and there shouldn't, none of them are musts and shoulds. That goes into Ron Clifford's thing. Do what you can't help but do. Do what feels right to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hate all of that. That's like, there is no specific piece that anybody's told me, because they all roll into that thing. Oh, you got to hold your finger this. Oh, which finger? No, that's all ridiculous. Best piece. I've had to do that. It does make a good shutter finger, by the way. When I've cut my other one, there's always, you can use your pinky if you have to. It'll work.
Or when you fall down the stairs and you jab that finger, yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I missed a step when I was on vacation, and man, that just jarred my whole body. But I just fell straight down. I didn't fall over.
I think I twisted, because I'm sure I came out the door face first, but I was laying on the ground face up.
Oh God.
So I'm not quite sure what happened in the 6 feet in between. And I know that my glasses were about 8 feet away on the, so I don't know exactly. I don't know. All I know is I came home and told my wife, and she said, maybe you got a concussion. And I just said, what?
Maybe.
No, I think, did you see it was raining? Huh. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, and best piece, or I don't know if it was a piece of advice, but the best thing I heard was, who was that? Annie Leibovitz said, don't be afraid to fall in love with your subject. And I think, especially for a people photographer, but I thought about that more so after that. And it doesn't really matter what it is, whether you're shooting flowers or people or birds or architecture or whatever, you have to love that. And with people, I don't think it's even just to love shooting people. I think it's literally what she said. Fall in love with your subject. It doesn't matter if it's male, female, kid, senior, whatever. There has to be something or you have to find something. In my
You're
opinion.
shooting a story to begin with, that story of that person's life in one shot.
Yeah.
And if you can capture that, which I think you do a lot.
Thank you. Well, that's why my wife didn't want me to shoot her picture. She, I bugged her for a long time to take a portrait of her.
She's gorgeous. I just don't understand why she does not like.
I think so.
She's as gorgeous, yeah.
She said, no, you can't take a picture of me. And I said, why? And she said, because I know what you do. And I said, what does that mean? And she kind of went, you dig in there and you pull something. I don't want that shown.
You did that with her when you did that one portrait session with her. It's really turned out nice.
I think I got a good one. Yeah. My kids like them.
But she doesn't.
There's only one that she likes out of them.
I thought they were so beautiful. Yeah.
I love them, but she actually, I think now see in my new filing system, right? I should be able to just go and pull that up. Because she should be under photo.
At least you have a filing system.
Is she under photo shoots? No, she isn't. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know what I did with it. Did I put it under? No, it didn't put it there either. Okay. All right, just disregard everything I said about that. What an idiot. What did I do with that? Huh. Okay, anyway. Oh, yeah, so that's why. Okay, you wanted me to show some. So that's why for portraits, I don't think you can show everything that somebody has because we're too complicated. You can't show everything. But there should be something in there. And usually it really is that Windows nothing. That eyes being the Windows thing. Oh, you know what I meant. Oh, wow. Because, I mean, like, look at the eyes here.
Yeah.
This girl's got attitude. I love that. She's got attitude. Okay, that one you can't even see her eyes, but somehow I still think you can.
Is that Darylyn?
No, this is Cassiana, but yes, Darylyn is, I don't know where I hit Darylyn here. Oh,
there
Shivani.
we go. There's the eyes. Oh my gosh.
Right? Do I have, and then the one actually.
So awesome.
The only one that has made a book cover.
Wow.
I love that. That was such a good day, kiddo.
Mysterious, Shivani. You look so mysterious, Shivani. Wow.
Thanks, but it is always Paul. And whenever I do portraits or any shooting with people, I just do what I saw Paul do with me. And yes, my biggest claim.
He gets it, doesn't he?
But this is my biggest claim to fame. I'm on a book cover. I mean, how cool is that?
You are. I know, that's so awesome. But you were so good. So good. Oh,
What book?
Just
it's called 6 Ways to Kill.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it's good. It's good fun.
She isn't like too deadly in this, does she?
Did you read the book?
No,
Paul?
I have it.
And you didn't read it?
No, I still haven't read it.
It's fun.
That's okay. My brother wrote a book. I still haven't read it.
Oh,
And I have it in hard copy over here. I still haven't read it. I'm terrible at that stuff. But you did read it?
Yeah. Because I spoke to the author because he was thrilled. You know, I mean, we all know you didn't, I don't think you charged anything for it.
No.
I didn't charge anything for it. So I kind of wanted to get something out of it and know what my face is on. So he and I were emailing, and he sent me, I think, all the books he had written.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I mean, it's all just online,
right.
but yeah, I read it, and it's a really entertaining sort of young adult series about a killer virus which turns into a pandemic. Ha ha ha. What, 10 years ago? But but yeah, and there's this kick-ass girl who gets thrown into this whole thing and kind of has to either save herself or the world. And it's really
Wow.
funny that my face was then on that one. And yeah, it was good fun. And it's still something when I talk to people, I'm like, oh, you know, fun fact, I'm on a book cover.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks
yeah.
to you. And you
Oh.
were the guy who was so good. I mean, you produced this. What
Wow.
nobody knows, by the way, I'm completely taking over, but no, what nobody knows is I'm wearing shorts and a tank top, and
True.
that shirt is over my clothes. I do look very naked under it, but it's just the
Yeah.
magic of Paul.
Yeah, I didn't publish any of those other ones, so
That came out wrong.
oh yeah. Yeah, well.
you
That
don't
wouldn't be
think
a
that he
first.
meant that, huh?
That wouldn't be a first for me. Come on. That came out wrong. Oh, look.
But you don't see on those
Oh,
photos. I mean, I am fully dressed. I actually have more clothes on than what I came in with.
Actually,
and we're
true.
in his garage. I mean, there was a car and big bright lights behind us.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know if I have any pictures of the. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we can tell. Yeah, it's pretty dark, so you can't really tell. But yeah, that's my shop. So there's cars and tools and junk all over the place. And it was actually quite a bit brighter than what it looks in the pictures.
Much?
Yeah. So oh yeah, it looked very, very dark and mysterious when we got done, but it didn't look
Because
like that at all.
people ask me, they're like, wow, these are really daring and revealing. And I said, no, actually, I came in wearing clothes and put more on.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing very little.
Yeah.
I actually had to put more clothes on top. Paul gave me his shirt to pull over my shirt. So
that's right. That was my shirt, wasn't it? Yeah.
it was your shirt.
That's right. I forgot about that. Huh. Let's see. What else? Oh, you mentioned Darylyn. Where the heck is Darylyn? That's Darylyn.
Yeah. She's got attitude. She's too cute.
She does. She is awesome. She's one of the most fun people to shoot with. I love doing black and white.
Of course.
These guys, same thing. These guys here in the shop, there's cars right behind them. There's tools about 1.5 feet off to the left of them. But you know, nobody knows that stuff, right? It's all just a matter of I do the odd ones outside, not too many. This was in the shop. Actually, most of these are in the shop now that I'm thinking about it. Same thing there. That's in the shop. Oh, there's another Darylin right there.
Yeah.
There's a Darylin, and that's a Darylin.
Wow. Yeah, I like that one a lot. That turned out really nice.
Such a good day. Well, we were lucky because we got we had an hour and a half, maybe, in between two thunderstorms.
Looks like it.
So it was amazingly good out. That's in the shop. Or no, was that in the shop? No, that is that's about 8 feet from my washer and dryer in my basement. Yeah. See, I don't even remember what your original question was anymore, but
You good. I have one last question.
Yeah.
Do you like certain software for editing more than others? For creating your image, or do you use more than one? I'm sure I know that question already.
Yeah, I use a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
99% is Lightroom and Photoshop. And especially with real estate stuff. Because you can't be creative in that anyway. It has to be, it doesn't have to be 100% documentary, but it's going to be pretty darn close. So I would say for that, oh God, 95% Lightroom, probably. 5% Photoshop if I've got to take something out. You can't take a lot out in real estate photography because they get, a little bit upset with things like that. But if it's something simple like, their iPad charging cable or a garbage can or whatever, stuff that if you had moved it, which I don't, I move virtually nothing. If you don't have the house ready when I get there, too bad. I don't have time for this.
I remember Krista Ray just redoing practically. Yep. And I'm like, are you charging for that then?
Right, you should.
I mean, that's extra time.
Even if you could charge for it, it depends on the day. Like I've got one booked for today, and so no big deal. Doesn't matter how long I'm going to be there. But last Saturday I had 5 booked, I think. Well, I don't have time to do that. So, and it doesn't happen a lot. I think I've had 2 realtors call me after the fact when I delivered the photos and said, I can't use these. And I said, why? And he said, look at all the stuff on the counter. Look at all the stuff that's, oh, when you said it was ready, I thought that meant it's ready.
Yeah.
Well, but why would I do it like this? And I said, I don't know. I just assumed you had your reasons. Oh. Never had a problem with them since then either. But I've told them, I don't have the time. I don't have the expertise. I get a lot of homeowners that will do, I have this here and I have and I didn't move the rakes and the shovels. And I said, the rakes and the shovels in the garage? Yeah. It's a garage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who cares? I had one lady the other day who call me when you come in here because I'm going to move this. And I said, move what? And she said this, and she pointed, and I said, this laundry basket. And it wasn't like a regular open laundry bag. It was a nice wicker thing. And she said, yeah. And I said, you have a laundry basket in a laundry room? Oh my God. And she said, what? And I said, just leave the damn thing there. Like, who? If somebody is not going to buy your house because you have a picture of a laundry basket in your laundry room, trust me, you do not want to deal with that buyer.
Mm-hmm.
So just move on. Go to the next one. So anyway, yes, 95%, 5% maybe in Photoshop doing stuff like that. When it's portraits and stuff, it's probably actually pretty close to the same, but I do play once in a while with I used to use exposure a lot. I forget what else it was called. It was called something before they changed the name to exposure. Anyway, Sue Bryce and a lot of the portrait photographers use it. It does, there's a lot of presets in there for things like, the old masters look and that kind of thing. So I'll use those as a start point sometimes. Luminar Neo, like those ones of Darylyn and Brienne in the field in the spring, or whenever that was. I don't know if it was spring. Might have been fall. I don't know. Anyway, whenever it was that we did that, all I know is it was in a field. I don't know. I think I used Luminar for those because Luminar's got some really good glowy presets. So it's without it being like neon over the top nuts. It just gives that little bit of it's like to me it's like a summer haze that it adds to it. And I really like that. So yeah, I think that's probably it primarily. I'm sure there's other stuff I use. I still go back to like Nick effects
That's what I
once
was,
in a while,
yeah.
and some other ones. I ran across one a month or two ago that I thought, do I own that? I didn't know that I have that. And then, because I'll do that. I'm sure everybody does that to a degree. I'll do, you go for a fit and spurt, So for a month, you just use whatever. And then you find out, yeah, but it doesn't work for this kind of a thing. So then you flip to something else. And it just, it depends. Oh, and then actually here, I got one here where is that one? I'll show you this one. Like I say, you don't get to play much with real estate stuff, but I did this place last week, maybe. Oh my God, I don't know what day anything is anymore.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it probably had to have been pretty recently, but I do remember that one.
I have realtors do that to me all the time. Oh, remember that house you shot for me on Tuesday? And no. Oh yeah, it was the great big thing with the 2-story. No. And then I find out that it really was. It was like 2 days ago. I have no recollection of it whatsoever, but I have a picture, so I know it was there. This was 7:00 at night, I think.
Wow.
And well, sunset here right now is just after 9 p.m.
Okay.
So, and she wanted twilight shots. Oh, well, how am I gonna, unless I come back here after 9 o'clock? So the closest, this is one of the few times that I played with Photoshop and tried to get her something. So I like had to paint light in and replace the sky and, but the inside of this place is nuts.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Oh yeah. It's a great place to go. Yeah. So like I say, for stuff like that, you don't do too much because you can't. Oh, and that's my other, okay, I do have one other camera. Now that I think about it, that one.
Oh, your
drone.
Your drone.
Yeah, because I have to do a lot. Well, not a lot, but I'm in Alberta. So if it's not in town, it's on an acreage somewhere that I have no address for, but hopefully they gave me GPS coordinates.
I remember you talking about that before.
Yeah.
Like, is this it? Am I in the right spot?
Yeah, I get a lot of those.
Wow.
And I really do get the, you know where Johnson's Fittings is? And then there's that red barn, like about 8 kilometers past that on the corner. Then you take a right, and I think it's like the 4th driveway, but then you go past that, And then when you see that black barn, the one that's kind of burnt out, then it'll be the one right after that. What? Seriously? So I end up, oh my God, in a week, I don't even know how much time I spend on Google Maps on the desktop driving. Right? So so it's this township road, and I have learned that they tell me the house is, 20365. And I'm on a township road, so it should be around Range Road 203, if that's the number. The problem with that, which I found out a few times, is you can go on Range Road 23, and then all of a sudden it stops. And then it picks up, 12 miles north somewhere. So having got caught on that a couple of times, now I try to drive it on Google Maps first and estimate where it is. And since I've done that, I think the furthest I've been off was 100 meters, maybe. Now, sometimes you've got to zoom the map out so far because that road that quit wherever it quit, nothing lines up with it for 40 miles east. But it's got to be somewhere around there because there is a semi-logical progression to how they number them most of the time. So as long as I can find that and then guess where it's going to cross, I can usually figure that out. And there's some that there's not even a road showing. So I have to flip back and forth between the map and the satellite view. And on the satellite view can go, oh, look, there's a building there. I'll bet you that's it. And I pin it and yep, I had one last year that was kind of like that. And as I was driving through, it was kind of like watching the new Jumanji movies. I was driving through and there was like grass up to the windows of my car, rubbing it on both sides of the car as I'm driving down something that I had no clue, but GPS said, no, you still got 400 meters to go. Okay. And after 400 meters, all of a sudden the grass parted and there was a building. Oh, okay. And got out and sure enough, somebody was there who said, oh, you must be the photographer. Wow. Okay, man. Yep. So there's a few like that. So because of that, definitely more drone stuff now than there ever used to be. And I have a few really good photographers. Realtors. Had one just yesterday that was on an acreage and said it's an acreage, but it's a bare acreage, one house sitting right smack in the middle. And I asked him if he wanted drone done. And he said, oh, do whatever you want. Which I love because I charge them an extra $100 if there's drone shots in there. So, and he knows that. So,
Cha-ching.
Okay. Yeah, I got no problem with that. They can all say that all day. And now it doesn't take too long to do them anymore. It's like the first few I struggled with quite a bit. But, and I found out that little Mavic Mini thing, that's the smallest one, so you don't need the licensing and all that kind of junk for it. And one of the sales bits on it was they said, oh, and it has enhanced wind resistance. And I found out that instead of like this, that sucker can be this way, going through the wind, and it'll still shoot. I forget what it is, 35, 45 miles an hour winds.
Wow.
That it'll still take photos. And Okay, that's pretty good. Now, that being said, two of the other photographers that I know, one of them flew it straight into the side of a building in Edmonton, because he was between buildings. You know, you get the gusts that'll blow through. And he was taking a picture of some high-rise apartment or something, and a gust of wind came along and just slammed it right into the building. And it dropped 14 stories. Yeah, he wasn't too happy.
Bet.
Yeah. On the other, I told him to quit whining because he could buy 9 replacements for the price of this one eye guide that I dropped. So, you know,
Oh,
I told him not to whine anymore. He dropped one, and the other guy, what the other guy do? Oh, the other guy, it was in the winter time. And a gust came up and it went off, and he didn't know where it went. And but it tracks because it's on GPS, right? So he went 2 days later and he found it on the top of a high rise, sitting halfway out of a water puddle, frozen solid into it.
oh.
Okay, that's so I'm pretty careful with this one. But again, because I'm out in the country most of the time, even if it's windy, like what's the worst it gonna do? Land in a cow patty somewhere. So usually it's not too bad. And I've only had one close call with a bird. So
Wow.
apparently raptors really do not like drones flying around. Yeah, they'll attack. So
Oh my.
Yeah.
Now I'm done, but I don't know if anybody else has any questions. Any questions for Paul? No questions for Paul?
let me just find. No, I do have that one series of headshots that are just so
Oh, one of my favorite peoples. Right there. That's a good one, Lorelei.
You know, it does not matter how many times I go through these.
I bet.
I just love all of these.
Oh,
That is so good.
That was such a good day.
It was.
I don't know how I got her in there twice. Oh yes, Melissa. One of my favorite.
Oh,
And I'm really happy that apparently Angie does have this one printed out and sitting up in her house. So I'm quite pleased with that. So yeah. Such a good day. Is that the end of this? Yeah.
now, you know what I want to see? I want to see some of your self-portraits.
Oh, actually, okay, I have a couple of those.
I like your, what is it, your take on your Sin City and your Maltese Falcon.
Yeah,
Those are,
yeah.
oh, that's a good one.
There's no, is that at the beginning of them or where?
I don't think I've seen that one before.
Oh,
I
gosh,
have
that
not.
was-
I haven't done any self-portraits for, oh my goodness. I don't even know how long.
That is so cool.
Oh, yeah.
There was the I don't know how I get rid of this thing at the top here.
I was gonna say, is that the Maltese Falcon?
Yes, that a good buddy of mine. A good buddy of mine knows that that's one of my favorite movies from all time. So
Cool.
Got me the whole, like right down to it's got the bag that it came in, the Chinese newspaper clippings, I love this thing.
That's so cool.
So it was kind of hard to not do a shoot with it. I kind of didn't have a choice. I think that was all done in the shop too. And then if I remember right, the background is I think that's downtown Red Deer, a nighttime photography class that I went to. Oh, and then I don't know what I was thinking with these ones, but
I think they turned out good.
Faster.
I think they turned out really good. I am just amazed sometimes at how different your face looks in so many of these different shots. You are a Jim Carrey of photography for yourself sometimes.
there's the odd time. Yeah, there's the odd time.
That's the true Paul Howard, isn't it?
That's a little closer, yeah, for sure. For that.
Oh my gosh.
And actually on this one, other than some clarity and some exposure, that one is pretty much straight out of camera.
That's so good.
Because that was just a matter of lighting, and although it killed my back because I had them on a little 3-step ladder that I put the heads on, and couldn't figure out how to get it higher, so I had to kind of bend over to get my head stuck in the. Yeah.
It was a good position though, because it's like you can't see anything else.
It actually worked. Yes.
Worked out really well.
That was another one of those things that, I didn't exactly plan that, but yes, I did. Yes.
Happy
I'm going to
accidents.
say that. It was all part of the plan. And then that was for recreating one of the shots from Maltese Falcon.
Yeah.
I think,
so cool.
geez, I think I did that underneath the stairs in the shop. If I remember right. Because it was the only place I could find the angle to get, because in the original shot with Humphrey Bogart, this is where the shadow is. And I knew that I could move it over there in Photoshop, but again, I was too lazy. So no, there's got to be a way to do so. Yeah. I forget. I think I did that because I needed a profile shot for something and thought, I don't care. So that was for something that was supposed to be manic, as I recall.
Yeah. Looks manic. Looks almost creepy.
Yeah.
Menacing.
Very
Like,
yeah. Totally opposite of your last shot, man.
Oh, and then that was before the big haircut. Yeah. That was one of the, this would probably be the day before one of my wife's happiest days. And that was the day after. Yeah. Day before, day after. I don't know why it was such a big deal.
That's cool.
Oh, guess that's the last one I put in there. So,
Very nice. Very nice.
I haven't done any of those for ages. I mean, a part of that is just because of the studio. Because of not having the studio anymore. When I had it, I could just leave stuff set up.
Yeah.
And go and do whatever. Where I have to admit, now I think, I should really go and whatever. Because it's not just a run up and do one now. It's get out stands and get out strobes and hook everything up and do all that for. Okay. So on occasion, I'll still do it, but it's way more infrequent now. I do still have a little bit of space, so I could do it a little bit more, but it's a matter of how much stuff am I going to trip over and break my neck on my way there now.
I haven't done selfies in so long. It's the same. It's you've got to set
Yeah.
everything up, and
I know. And for a while I was doing the every Sunday thing, but
yeah.
it was also
And
easier.
I have carpet in here. That's the hardest. Like I can't pull my backdrop down because there's carpet. I'm gonna rip the
Oh,
backdrop. Yeah.
right.
I tried putting a piece like a board, which kind of works, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also bought a piece of actually I don't think I have it now. I think I sold it when I sold off studio stuff. A piece of like Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever, they have the cast off pieces of flooring.
oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, or just what do you call that? Lino, right? Linoleum.
Yeah.
So you can get just a roll, and a lot of times you're like, it's $10 or something. So stuff like that works okay. And
Well,
I
that
still
was-
have way too much photo stuff here.
That was fun, Paul. Thanks for agreeing to let us roast you
Of
today.
course. Of course.
Been great.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't, yeah.
It's fun.